Here from quantlabs.net. Today I want to show you probably what I would consider the biggest thing I've discovered out of researching all this fun stuff over the last couple of days. This is an extension when I posted yesterday. So what you're looking at is a spreadsheet of probably the best performer of stocks right now since December 1st, 2022. So this is how it works. Most of them are gold and silver companies, based upon the performance lately. So let me show you what companies are performing. So what I've got here is the last price, end of today. We're using now the top three indicators, SMA 20, 50, and 200, year to date, along with the volatility. Now these are sorted primarily by the SMA 20, which is the last month's worth of performance. On top of, we are sorting on low volatility as well. Now, I've also thrown in the RSI and the short float ratio just for kicks, for metrics. But check out some of these companies. So right now, these are the ones that are doing really well. These are the performers since December 1st, or the last month, I should say. 14%, 13%, 10%, 8%, 8%, and so on. So again, we're talking about some companies that are fairly well known. I'm going to pull them up just so you can see what they would if they were to be submitted to Seeking Alpha. First one is a company I never heard of. So some of these, the China Fund. Okay, so I guess if China does go into starts to ramp up its manufacturing. Here you can get all the vitals of all the metrics of the company. And this is what you'd probably see from me if you know about the Seek and Alpha stuff. So this is a Word document. So let me just move this around. So in here, we've got the China Fund Inc., and you may never heard of it. Best performing right now for the month of December. And check it out. We've got here all the data I just showed you in that one spreadsheet. But look at this. For the last 50 days, working days, 22% SMA, simple moving average. 20 days at 14%. And it's just starting to really pick up now at 6.2%. So what that must mean is that as China starts to ramp up its production, these guys are there to invest in those companies. That's a pretty nice discovery. And as usual, I've got my usual metrics and charts that you probably know of. You can see here how we have hit a peak here, February 2016, and look at this, is bouncing up now from $10 to almost $15, which is almost a 50% return. Like, it's pretty impressive. And we've also got the standard charts, all of the usual technicals. So you can see here, we're just bouncing around, but you can see that it doesn't really seem to matter when the momentum's there. It just blows past the 70, 80, and probably, I don't know what that number is, but probably pushing 90 plus for an RSI. That's incredible. Here's another way to confirm everything. With the Monte Carlo simulation, you can see all those predictive paths pointing up, majority of them. Same with a normalized distribution chart. The regression. I mean, there's some solid momentum there on the 30-day. Plus, the shorting, it's all over the place, but it's dropping here. That's a pretty good stock, if you call it that. Equity, whatever you want to call it. The next one we can do is this one. I'm going to probably show you the top three. So we have here Eldorado Gold Corporation. As I said, if you look through these description here, we've got Helka Mining, which is a silver, Fortana Silver, Alamos Gold, IM Gold, Steel Dynamics, which I've shown before, DRD Gold, Yamana Gold, BHP, Console Energy. I wrote about these guys. Freeport McMoran. We got Vale in there now. I just wrote about a while back. Lots of good companies. There's this one's mining Barrick's coming back, not performing well. Royal Gold, look at this, copper's coming back. Um, it's an interesting time period because if you get a copper company that tells you they must be price of copper's going up, that must be they're gearing up for a copper. So let me just pull up that company just for kicks. SCCO. So we got all of these reports I just showed you. It's about 150 of them in here. 284 divided by 2, that's 142. So we are looking for, what's the next one we're looking for here? This is gem. Now I gotta say my portfolio optimizer does change it around each time I run it. So just so you know, so we might get different mixes here. I'm just giving you a sampling of what this thing can do. So here we are. So here's the document as if I was to prepare it for Seeking Alpha. So here's the copper SCCO. Okay, so this is basic Southern Peru. So this is a Peru company based out of Peru, or got a mine in Peru by the looks of it. Um, and let's see here. I mean, you get all the usual cool metrics. Fundamentals is a big one, but right here, SMA 3.75, 7.84. But when you look at the metrics, look at that big jump there from 45 to over $60, and that's probably in the last few months. So this is a really good stock. We got some sell here, so I don't know. This is like one that was ranked lower, but I'm just showing the copper here. But it's not. This is not like it's a performer. It's not a top performer, but just as a copper company. Let me show you. Continuing along with the El Dorado. So here, continuing along here, $8.83. That's a gold mine itself on that price. So we're up 13% on a SMA 20. So let me just pull that up. EGO right here. Let me pull it up. And there's a lot of Canadian companies in here, which is quite, doesn't surprise me, but a lot of these companies are doing extremely well. So here, Eldorado Gold, Canada, BC, out of Vancouver. Again, what I do like to look for is the data right here and right here. This is what I'm looking for is the SMA periods. Okay, look at that. 26%. It was up. Sorry, that's on a 50-day. So on that's a 20-day, 13%. And again, these are the best performers since December, as I said. And look at the guidance. They look like the revenue is going to continue to move up. So they suspect that price of gold is going to continue to move up. That's a no-brainer, but this is the first time I'm actually convincingly say, yeah, gold's going to go up. And they always say you don't need to own gold, the physical gold. It's just as good as to own the miners. Um, the miners aren't going to go anywhere because they're the ones producing the gold, and without the miners, there's no gold to have. So the miners are just as valuable. Same with the silver. So let me see here. Okay, so let's take a look at the technicals here. So you can see here, buy, strong buy, strong buy. Really, look at that. $6 to $8. That's a 20. I'm never good at math. 30% return there. This is really impressive. Um, yeah, these are doing really good. Look at that. Look at that, like big upswings expected on the Monte Carlo. Same with the normalized distribution. Look at that. RSI is pointing up as well. Or sorry, the regression. That's looking pretty strong. The short volume may start to move up, and that's where you got to kind of get concerned on that. Let me go to another company ranked behind that. So now we have EDV. I have no idea anything about that. Let me pull up some info on that over at Yahoo, so you know this is not smoke and mirrors. So this is number four, I believe. Let's see. Oh, so yes, there. That's right. There is some hedge ETFs or funds. So this is a treasury fund. So this is doing pretty good. It's a Vanguard extended duration treasury. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Okay, so that's real. Let's check her out. So that's EDV. So we're not going to get things like estimates. We're not going to get activity on the executives and what they're doing, the insider activity, but we'll still be able to get the technicals and so on and so forth. So everything's going defensive. There's no doubt about that. So here it is, the Vanguard Extended Duration Treasury. Um, so in here we've got, okay, so you can see here on the SMA 200 it was negative, but now it's been getting really strong in the last 50 days. 14%, 20 days, 10.85%. So here you can see the treasuries are really starting to take off now. This is starting to say something about people are going defensive. They're moving in the stocks, they're moving into the treasury. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So again here, this supply won't matter. If people are starting to load up on their treasury, that says something. So there's not a lot of expected price moves up here, but it will, yeah, it'll continue to move up. So this may go flat by looking at the regression and a shorting. It's dropped back there below the 50, and that's total shorts against total volume. So that's how many, the percentage of people are actually shorting against the total value. Usually it's around 50, but once it goes over 50, that means more people are shorting it than long in it. So let's continue along here. Rio Tinto. Okay, so Rio Tinto I'll show you, and then I'm going to stop here. Actually, I'll show you two more. I know this one is a silver. This is silver here as well, but let's see Rio Tinto, $71. Let me pull that one up here as well. And this is very exciting stuff. So here is Rio. I think it's Australian. Rio Tinto. Yeah, so they're British. Rio Tinto as well. So that one is priced at around $70. So let's check out like the top ones are the performers here. SMA 200, 10%, SMA 50 at 20%, and the SMA at 20 at 8.9%, 8.8%. Look at that price. You're just over 50, and now it's all pushing over 70. And that's over the last few months here. So again, you can see here strong buy, 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 buy. I sound like Kramer. um, again, boom, it's going to hit its all-time high over the last since 2019. So, hmm, very exciting, very exciting. Well, this is not as extreme, not as extreme. So, but still, it's pretty good. Yeah, you can see here. There's a problem right there. You're more shorts than longs, and that's why that will probably start to taper off for Rio Tinto. Let's do one more. Now we're going to do two more. So these are silver mining companies. So as I say, gold, silver, treasury. And we're seeing the proof of this. All this talk now, everything going gold and silver. We are seeing proof of that. Okay, so the next one is Hecla Mining. Okay, Hecla Mining. These are out of, I think it was Idaho, but the mine is in Utah. And those are all U.S. U.S. listed, as have you seen. So this one's HL. HL. Okay, I'm going to show you the company itself. Okay, so here it is, Hecla Mining. All right. Let's blow that up a little bit. All right. So continuing through this, so you can see here, Hecla Mining based out of, I believe this is Idaho. So I'm going to pull this guy up, copy, go over here, and I'm going to show you. So you do get the mining list. So here's Hecla, oldest silver mining company on the New York Stock Exchange and the largest U.S. silver producer. That's Hecla. Okay, that's why I'm showing you that. So you know what's going on. So this is looking pretty good as well. Uh, let's see here. Our SMA. Yeah, so this is what I'm wanting, this table here. Okay, here we go. 18% on the 50, 8.73. So that's again over the last month. Pretty impressive. And continuing along, looking at the technicals, you can see here, from a very short time, maybe 450 to $6 in a very short period of time. Look at these estimates here. This is growth. Not much, but it's pretty good. Well, to 2024, very conservative. But for now, that's a pretty good stock to have. You get quite a bit of buys. Of course, these aren't the best, but these are the best in the sector, and these are the best performing sectors. So again, not bad at all. So let me just pull up some. So that's a MACD, RSI. Again, this is looking pretty good because it hasn't hit the 70 yet on the um, on the overbought there. You can see all those upward paths. That's when you know you got something looking pretty good. Same here on the normalized distribution. Maybe flat. Well, I have to say this looks pretty good. So right now, well, it's at 50, so it may start to turn or cool off. And again, you can see all the executives here interested in this stock here. This helps. A lot of people say, "Well, what's the point?" It's like whatever, dude. So we got some buys. So they are selling here. Where's our dates here? So last activities, June. Buy, sell, buy. All that. Okay, let me show you one last one. This is another mining company as well. So we're going to look at Fortuna Silver Mining. That is this one right here, FSCM. I have to say I have impressed myself here. Okay, so again, info. So this is Fortuna. This is based out of Vancouver, Canada. Let's see here. And everyone's got their top, but okay, you can see what's been going on. SMA 200, 22%, 50 at 25%, and then the S20 at 8.3. So that's not bad. That's pretty good considering the challenges we're having right now in the markets. And I'm going to get rid of this notification thing. Hopefully, yeah, okay. And you can see here revenues looking, but these are small companies. So right here you got strong buys. Boom. So that's gone from $2.50 to about $4. That's a big move. Very big move for these little companies. And now it's just bouncing around under the overbought. Big moves there. Big moves here expected for the AI, for the Monte Carlo, as well as the normalized distribution. And lastly, we've got, that's looking pretty good. Now, I don't know how reliable that is, but it may be pretty good. So I have to say, I'm impressed. Now, if you like what you see here, just go over to quantlabs.net/books. Get on our email list, and you'll be followed up with more stuff and notifications, and specifically more of the private stuff we don't put up online because, like I've been saying for the last while, YouTube and just any of the social media is just a real pain in the ass. With that, thanks for watching. Have yourselves a good